Hello everyone. I have my little guy here. So I'm from Mexico City. I was born and raised in Mexico City. I am an industrial designer and I have been working in accessories for like 5-6 years. But I've been working in design and product development and now also working on sales in the same accessories, and I'm actually doing a little bit of the jewelry as well now. Basically this is a little bit of my life journey. So traveling is also that it stimulates me a lot. So from Mexico City first, I moved to Australia. Maybe that's why I have this accent, in case you were wondering. So I moved there to study industrial design as well, and then it's a great experience. Then I lived in the Dominican Republic in the middle of nowhere, where basically I had to cook on 3 stones. That was pretty great experience too. Then I moved to New York City, big change, where I was trying to get involved in the fashion industry, and I tried to get involved in different areas like photography as well. I working at the Milk Studios, where they would do like photo shoots for all these big magazines, and then after I moved to San Francisco, when I had an exhibition with another 7 Mexican designers. This exhibition was called a Pop-Up Spicy Mexican Design. So it was basically different other Mexican designers that were living in the Bay Area as well. And then I lived in Italy, where I work at this manufacturing where we design and do all the product development of brands, the collections brands of like Calvin Klein, Bali, and Fry, and different brands like that. So I have my brand called DOIZPE, which means Dora, Izquierdo, and P.E. Pescador, which are my 2 last names. I founded in Mexico City 2012, and it has been a kind of on and off thing, and I bring it pretty much everywhere where I go. And it was it has been always a big adventure and challenge, because basically I started without knowing anything about, or just the basics about how to start a product as an industrial designer. That was the only thing I had know, but knowing about the materials, the softness, learning about the softness or the thickness of the leather, and different suppliers, and just the whole process. But that is not just about design, but also some other things about sales, marketing, photos, and all those kind of things. So, because nobody in my family really is in the industry or anything like that, so I have been teaching a lot, learning through this journey basically. And one of the challenging has been the I don't know, but maybe you have heard about machismo. So being in Mexico is just something that you experience. People say that I look young, so sometimes they would take advantage of me a little bit, because this girl, she doesn't know what she's doing and whatever, no? And that's a big thing. So these are the collections that I have been coming up with. There's Bésame Mucho, Cosmología, Reencarnación, and Electromania. Electromania is the collection I'm gonna have next year. The inspiration comes from whatever is trendy on my life, whatever topic is trendy on my life. Here, I'm choosing Reencarnación. So what I try to do is I try to get really into in the subject. I read books, I watch movies. With Reencarnación, I did some spiritual things as well, and so I get everything together, and I put it in my mood board. Now my mood board also most of the times includes music as well. And I put the colors, you see here, the images and everything else, and then I started sketching, of course, hand sketching or 3D cats, and bring it to the suppliers. To the manufacturing. And then I do the mock model. Usually I do the mock model in cardboard or salpa. Salpa is basically recycled leather. So it's like the way, so recycled leather, depending on the thickness of the salpa, is like how your final product is gonna look. So you don't like you do it right in like with the material, like with the actual leather that you're gonna use. So that's the salpa, and yeah, like also like trying to find different materials. It's been like sometimes like really complicated because I try to use also materials that are in some way socially responsible. So trying to find leather that is socially responsible is just pretty difficult. So right now I'm using like 50% vegetable leather, 50% crumb, but I'm still like trying to work on that. So like I said, it's not that easy, and it's just like being like really fun to like trying to find the different suppliers, going in different places around in Mexico, or like in Mexico City. Then I try like some other places at the north, and then the other thing I work, like Connor mentioned, I work with artisans. So what you're gonna see on the bottom, that's what they do, and the guy over here is the master. So he's the one who trains the women over there. So they're like Mayan women who live pretty much in the middle of nowhere in Mérida, which is a state of Mexico. And I work with this foundation that they look for women in different communities and train them with different techniques, and bring them projects like me, like my project, so they can like empower women and make them independent and have jobs other than just going to work at the city as maids or just getting pregnant or getting married. And yeah, so that's Señor Baldomero, who trains the women, and I also did this campaign that is called Fashion Revolution, that it shows who actually is behind your manufacturing process. And well, like I was saying, finding a manufacturing, it was really hard. So it took me like maybe even like a little bit more, like 5 years to find the perfect one, until now that I found the one in Guadalajara that is like more like a bigger manufacturer. And then I have this other woman close to Mexico City that is more like kind of a small workshop, but all her family had been like working in the shoes and handbags manufacturing. So this was more like kind of just helping these people. And so this is like this is the whole collection of Reencarnación. And so sorry if I get lost, because my mind goes everywhere. What I want to do is basically, one of my main ideas is to do like the Made in Italy Mexican version, because I've been in both places and I have seen that is possible, that making doing the Made in Mexico, Made in Italy Mexican version is possible, no? So I have been trying to like, one of the other challenges that I have had is like being in a country that like fashion is not like really big or anything like that. I have been like trying to talk with politicians and telling them like, hey, I've seen this in New York, I've seen this in Florence, and like what Gucci did in Florence, there's like, I mean, why you politicians care about? You care about money, no? So you care about business, and this is good business, but like that's another thing that I'm like kind of still like working on, and hopefully at some point it happens. So another challenge would be on sales, basically, because I mean it's part of if there are not sales, the design process and everything is nothing other than just a hobby now. So there's this thing called malinchismo in Mexico, that it comes from like back from where we were conquered about the Spanish. It comes from the Malinche, which was a native woman, and which means the malinchismo means like everything that is European is better than what is made in Mexico. Now through the years have changed, and basically it's like everything that is not Mexican is good. Yeah, so, well, did I say it is good? Well, it's better than whatever is made in Mexico. And luckily, this last year has changed. But I have like a lot of experience when like I was selling in like different pop-up stores and like things like that. And when I was in Yet at the Vogue magazine, some girls would come to me like, "Anna, I'm not gonna buy this. It's not. I would rather buy Jimmy Choo because Jimmy Choo is in the Vogue magazine." And like kind of like just different because it's part of like the malinchismo. And also the whole luckily, like I say, that it's changing, but it's definitely a challenge that maybe you don't see here. Like I work at Coach, and I see how cool is that like Americans feel proud about like Coach, like the woman. Oh yes, it's Coach. I've been carrying Coach since the beginning, and now that's a really cool thing, no, to see of how people feel like proud of what comes from their countries, which like I mentioned, that doesn't happen too much in Mexico. So that's what I was mentioning about like the made in Mexico. This is like a little bit of what I was telling you, my idea of doing the made in Italy Mexican version. And well, all these wouldn't be like I was saying, like the design process and everything wouldn't be nothing if I was just doing it by myself. So here you're gonna find a lot of people that without them, everything that I have done, like it wouldn't be possible. So I'm like really thankful of having all these people in my life. So because like, yeah, I don't know, like I know that you are designers as well. So you know, like sometimes you need people's help to do certain things. Because of course, like I'm not Dora Slim, you know, Slim the richest man, Mexican man. So I'm Dora Izquierdo. So I don't have money sometimes, so most of the time maybe. But so I find here like my family, like people who have like invest money, and not just money, no, like also the times, my friends who have been like modeling, also photographers are my friends as well, and like taking the time of like doing the whole process for like putting a photo shoot together and like trying to find like their connections to get me in a really good studio for doing great photos. Bloggers as well who have been like carrying the bags in like red carpets, or just like talk about them in the you know, like now with social media is something that you really need. That they talk about them, their products in their Instagram, Facebook, and everything. And the buyers, of course, because if not, like, what would happen? And editors as well. So that's yeah, that's pretty important to have. So and different points during this whole DOIZPE adventure, I've been thinking of like giving up, and like I was just like, yeah, whatever. I'm just too tired of just doing the whole thing, you know? Because you think like, I just want to design pretty things and sell, but then at the end, when you're doing it, of course, like you realize you have to do pretty much everything, and then 10% of your time is actually dedicated to design. So yeah, so I thought about like giving up a lot, like a couple of times, and the first time I did it, and like maybe a couple of weeks after, I got to be finalist at the Who's on Expo Mexico. So it's just like, oh great, you know, we need like sometimes people to tell us like, hey, you're doing good. So getting them recognized of and like being a finalist, so it's just like, oh, I guess I'm doing good. So I should keep going. So there's like a little bit of that. And then the second time is when I moved here to Rhode Island. Yeah, I was also thinking like, I'm just gonna do the same thing, but like work in design, but just leave DOIZPE as kind of another thing in my life. And then there's what happened, the Berlin contest, where they were looking for designers who do socially responsible accessories. So yeah, that's of course like something that is really helpful because it makes you feel good. And well, my idea is to keep doing accessories that are not just look at them and think like, oh my god, this is really pretty, functional, and I can wear it with all my outfits because it's black and it goes with my casual blah blah blah, and I don't know, whatever outfits do you have. I want to do a bag that, apart from that, is like really aware of what's happening in the world, you know, of like how fashion affects environment. And so that's why I'm doing like my new collection, for example, is going to be all eco-friendly materials, because they have like, the supplier has like all, they treat the water and everything. So like a bag that is like, has like eco-friendly materials and that is responsible in that way, and also like tries to help people, no? With like the artisans, and like trying to find like, or like bringing jobs to these Mayan women, and so yeah. So I don't know if maybe I talk too fast. And gracias.